Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I just wanted to have a wee chat with you guys about why I think you should all read Aristotle and Dante. Uh, I actually meant to do this a couple of weeks ago, but eh, time is what it is. So yeah, I absolutely loved. I listened, but I read both Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe, which is the first one, which was released a few years ago. I read that in the summer. And then just a few weeks ago, I listened to Aristotle and Dante Dive into the Wars of the World, which was released just earlier this year. And they are both wonderful and just brilliant. And I really do think everyone should just at least give it a try. So, what are they about? They are about these two Mexican American boys, um, who meet one summer at the swimming pool and just form this beautiful friendship. Um, and it is just about the summer they spend together and then the next year in high school. And it is about at the heart of these stories, it's about getting to know yourself, accepting you for who you are. Um, and they're just so beautifully written. Um, oh, I'm trying to be coherent, and I'm trying not to just gush because I just want to gush. So yeah, the the first reason you should read them is because of the characters. Um, you've got Aristotle, who goes by Ari, and Dante, who just goes by Dante, who are just such incredibly likable characters. They're both 15 when it starts off. They are just typical teenage high school boys. Um, and what I think is so beautifully, I'm going to say beautiful a lot because ultimately the only word you can use to describe both of these books is beautiful. Um, but they're so well fleshed out. They feel like real people. Every action they take, everything they say just feels very organic to them. Nothing feels forced. Nothing feels, oh yeah, you said that because you really just wanted to show how flowery your language is or anything like that. The characters just feel like real characters. Um, that's really all you can say about it. They're so beautifully written, and then the support characters as well. Um, everyone makes mistakes. They all do weird shit. Excuse my language, at times, but it feels so natural and just so normal. None of the characters are perfect because in real life no one is perfect. Um, and just the character work is it's absolutely stunning. That's all. This could be a relatively short review because all they can do is give it praise, and that's just it. um Themes within the book, we've got coming of age, we've got self-acceptance, we've got gay rights. Massive theme. At the risk of spoilers, you know Aristotle and Dante may start as friends, but and it's one of the biggest themes in this book. Um, is self-acceptance and acceptance of who you are, and accepting that, particularly for Ari, goes through this incredible journey of accepting that he is gay. This is set in the 80s, I think. I fairly certain it's the 80s. So it's set against, particularly the second book, is set against the backdrop of the AIDS pandemic. Um, I know they call it an epidemic, but let's face it was a pandemic. Um, and sort of like it's just, yeah, it's the core theme of this book is acceptance, both of yourself and others. And like I say, it is a coming of age, and it's beautifully done. The author has handled the themes so well. It never feels like it's being shoved down my throat. That you must accept gay rights. Obviously, I do, but it never feels like he's particular. It doesn't feel like the book was written to be like, you must accept this. It just feels like the story of two boys who find themselves and find each other in a less than ideal time to do it, in a less than accepting world. And oh, my heart bleeds for them so much. The writing, what can I say about the writing? You've guessed it. It was beautiful. I think the prose could be described as purple prose, I think is what people call it. It's not, it's not simple sentences at times. It can be quite flowery, but it works so well. Um, he's the author, Benjamin Lear Signs, I think is how it's pronounced. He's just, he is a wordsmith. He has a way with words that just captivates you. It takes you in and just doesn't let you go, because wow, I wish I could put a sentence together the way he does. And it never, like, I think I've said this already, it never feels forced. It never feels like he's showing off. It feels like this style of writing just comes so naturally to him, and it's captivating and it's beautiful. And if anyone is going to emulate that style of writing, he is the gold standard. This is what we want to get to. Plot wise, it's a much slower plot. I mean, you can't actually necessarily tell specifically from my shelves right now, from what I see in front of you, but I predominantly read fantasy. That is my bread and butter. So when I'm reading books, I'm used to a lot of action, a lot of, traveling to various places, gotta fight the bad guy, find the thing, save the princess, whatever. Um, so I'm used to a lot of action and a lot of goings on. Whereas this is, because it is a contemporary YA, it is a lot. It's just, it reins it in. It's a lot slower. It's essentially a slice of life drama where the two books each take place over a year. So we've got a 2 year span across two books, 800 pages, 2 years, roughly 900 pages, give or take. Like I say, I listened to it, so I don't actually know exact word counts. But it is just, yeah, it's not a case of like, and then this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened. It's so something happened and we're dealing with it, and we're going to dive more into the emotions of it and into the reactions, character reactions. It is very much, it is not necessarily a plot driven book, it is very much a character driven book. So if you don't necessarily like character driven and you don't necessarily like books with that slightly slower pace, then maybe this is not going to click that well for you. But if you do, I cannot recommend this highly enough. um for such a almost gentle book for me, I thought it was almost gentle, although it is emotionally brutal. um um and for a book that has such serious themes throughout it, it can be really funny at times. The humor in it is just wonderful. And again, it's not, here's a joke, ha ha ha. The humor comes from, so particularly Ari, it's told first person from Ari's point of view. So pretty much all the humor comes from Ari's personality and how he reacts to things and his thoughts, and he has like snide little comments at the side, and it's like, oh, excuse my sniffing again. But it's so wonderful. It's just, Ari is just such a funny, likable character. And he doesn't set out to be funny. He's not the class clown. He's clever and he's witty. And it just works so well. And it really hits the spot. He's really balanced the humor out really nicely. So there at one point you will be giggling away to yourself. And yeah, there are scenes where it's like you're not giggling all the way throughout it. This is not a mockery. It's not a very light-hearted book. There are times where you're sad. There are times I was bawling my eyes out. But he just, yeah, the way he injects the humor is just like, guys, I have no criticisms about this book. I have nothing bad to say about this book. This duology so far. I don't think there's any more planned, but if there is, I'm pre-ordering. I actually pre-ordered Waters of the World because I enjoyed Secrets of the Universe so much. And yeah, the last thing I have to say is the narrator. They picked the perfect narrator for this series. They are narrated by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who just does such a perfect, he just does such a wonderful job of just capturing Ari's voice. Um, I never once felt like I came out of the story because, oh, that's a really weird way to like pronounce something or say something. It was perfect. It it was perfect. So yeah, that's all I can really say. I really, overall, this book is just an entirely wonderful, complete package of beautifully wonderfulness. Um, I really do think everyone should go out and give it a try. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, and you're gonna absolutely fall in love with the characters. And yeah, that's all I've got for you. It was a very quick. I really think y'all should read this book. But yeah, if you've read it, let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video.